Let's talk to God. One more thing, like, subscribe and share. Come on, let's talk to God. Woo!
Hey there, good evening, everybody. Hey, it is the 23rd of January, and this is the Let's Talk to Cutler broadcast, the Let's Talk to Cutler virtual book club, the Let's Talk to Cutler YouTube channel. And just in case somebody's stopping by for the very first time, I just want to remind them, well, if you're stopping for the first time, it's not a reminder. It really is just informing you that this channel is not about negativity. It's not about bashing people. It's not about pushing people down, but it's really about inspiration. It's about motivation. And it's also about encouraging us and challenging ourselves to show up our best selves, even in the worst of situations. No matter what life is handling us, it's all about how we respond. So one of the things we do, we take time every Tuesday for about 1,800 seconds to talk about how am I going to respond to life in a way that shows my character? How am I going to respond to life in such a way that it strengthens my integrity, it strengthens the core of who I am, or certainly it remains true to who I am. And who I am is, and who I'm certainly striving to be, is a better person. So I always said that we are on our way to this space, and this place is called better. And better doesn't have to happen 5 years from now. It doesn't even have to happen 5 days from now. But better happens as soon as you wake up, make up your mind that this situation is not the end all be all. This is not as good as it's going to get. There's something greater than this. There's something better than this. There's another victory. There's another success. There's another round of winning. And so one of the reasons that we spend this time together is because it's all about making sure that we recognize that that as dynamic as life is, there's always something next, and the next can certainly be a space and a place that's called better. So thank you all so much for joining, and thank you so much for those of you who have been with me for quite a while. I certainly appreciate it. I certainly thank you all so much, and for people who have not been with me for a long time, thank you as well. Now do me a favor. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, because we're talking about inspiration. We're talking about motivation. We're talking about trying to show our best selves, even in the worst of situations. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. And once you subscribe, click on the notification bell. It's either down there, up there, over there, over there. So it's someplace on your device, and it lets you know whenever I've gone live or whenever I have uploaded new content. Certainly, as I am thinking about it, I certainly want to extend my condolences to the King family on the death and the passing of Dexter. That whole family has been monumental and in a historic way. Sometimes I reflect on the years that I spent in Atlanta, and what I know is that if you spent any time living there, you felt like you were a member of their family, or if you ever met any of them, as I have, you felt like you felt endeared. There was just this energy. You felt like they belonged to you to some degree. So I certainly extend my condolences to the King family. As to many people who are still dealing with losses and grief and bereavement and death, I continue to extend my condolences and to offer my thoughts and prayers as well. So I just wanted to do that. Now, here we are. I read something, and it moved me to have this conversation this evening about how to not give up on you, or how to not really give up on yourself. I could have put yourself, but I was just thinking, don't give up on you. And that's really what I wanted to say, because how many of us, how many of us, we've had people to give up on us before. I need to put up both of my hands. We've had people to give up on us. And there are people that we may have given up on, but one of the saddest things is when we give up on ourselves. It's not always about people giving up on you, but sometimes it is about you giving up on you. And one of the things that I want to do is to encourage us this evening: don't give up on yourself. It doesn't matter what kind of challenges you have in life. It doesn't matter what hurdles come your way. It doesn't matter what pitfalls you face. It doesn't matter what obstacles you encounter. None of that matters. Just don't give up on you. If you have to go back, re-strategize, and recalibrate, just don't give up on you. I'm already into this conversation. But I want us to believe in us so much until it doesn't matter that the rest of the world gives up on us. I am not giving up on me. And you've got to get to the point where you can just either put it in the chat, put it on a poster, or say to somebody, or put it in your mind and your heart. Whatever comes my way, I'm not giving up on me. That's not going to happen. I'm not giving up on me because I know what it's like. I know what it's like to have people to give up on you. All right. So I want to share something with you that I read the other day. It may have been early today, but it says this: sometimes when you give up on someone, listen carefully. Sometimes when you give up on someone, it's not because you don't care anymore, but it is because you realize they don't. Whoa. Sometimes when you give up on people, it's not because you don't care, but it's because you realize that they don't care. And I don't want that to be said about us. I don't want people to give up on me because they realize that I don't care about me. So what am I saying? You continue to care about yourself, continue to love yourself, continue to uphold yourself, continue to work on yourself, continue to strive for better for yourself. But whatever you do, don't give up on yourself. We are too early in this year to throw up our hands and admit defeat. Absolutely, we're not going to do that. It's too early in the game. It's too early in the year. It's too early in our lives. I don't care if you're 99 years old. It's too early in life for you to give up on yourself. Don't do it. When I was growing up, one of the things that I would hear some people say, it wasn't necessarily the most prevalent thing that I heard in my family, but some family members said it and they ascribed to it. And I thought, okay, you know what, that's really good. And certainly my mother led me to believe that this is true, that you can do anything that you put your mind to. You can be whatever you want to be. Anything that you put your mind to is possible. And I still believe that's true now. I believe it's true for me. I believe it's true for you. But here comes the challenge, you all. What happens when your mind becomes corrupt? Your thoughts become distracted. How do you keep going? Your thoughts and your mind are working against you. Yeah, you can be whatever you put your mind to, whatever you set your mind to, is what my family would say. But what happens when your mind starts working against you and your thoughts are no longer positive and your thoughts are no longer of prosperity for you? How do I not give up on myself, Cutler, when the things that I'm putting my mind to, the things that I'm setting my mind to are my own defeat, my own failure, my sabotaging my own self? What happens then? So I'm trying to encourage us not to do that. You have to have thoughts toward yourself like the Creator has toward you. I know the thoughts that I think of you, thoughts of peace and not of evil. So my goodness, if the Creator has those kinds of thoughts for me, can I not have those thoughts of myself? And then if I have those thoughts of and for myself, then I can accomplish whatever I put my mind to, because now my mind is not working against me. I get it, you all. We all have those kind of days when we just want to run away or stay in bed and hide under the covers or escape to an island, escape to some place to escape reality. I get it. But we can't all do that unless you can just drop everything on the drop of a dime and leave everything. And sometimes we think we're leaving things, but we don't leave them because we carry them emotionally with us. We carry them psychologically with us. We carry them mentally with us. But unless you can just drop everything and leave it, you won't have that kind of day when you can just escape. That's not necessarily a realistic escape plan. But instead of trying to escape, step back, look at the situation and say, you know what, I think I need just a little more motivation to get through this day. Because Cutler reminded me, as some of my relatives did when I was growing up, that I can be and do whatever I set my mind to. I just have to make sure that my mind is not working against me. And in making sure that my mind does not work against me, those moments when I want to run away, I cannot get away. So then what do? I make sure I step back and say, okay, what is causing me to not motivate myself right now? What is causing me to not want to persevere right now? What is going on in my heart? What is going on in my mind? What is going on in my life? Because motivation is something that you can sometimes lose, but I want to encourage us, don't give up on you. And that's what that is the framework from which I'm talking this evening. Yes, this is the inspiration and motivation. I hope I'm inspiring you. I hope I'm encouraging you. I hope I'm motivating you to not give up on you. It's too early in the game. It's too early in the year. I know we used to hear people say things like failure is not an option. Sometimes failure, not that you list it as a viable option of something that you want to happen, but listen, don't start beating yourself up when the plan goes crooked. I'm not the author of my own plan. I know that there's a master plan beyond the plan that I have. Yes, I do plan, but I know that there's a master plan beyond what I have. So sometimes when my plan begins to go awry, I don't stress out about it. I try to make sure I learn from my mistakes. Because sometimes if we start stressing, we give up on ourselves and we'll say, what's the use? Why even bother? But I'm trying to move us away from that this evening. Stop saying, what's the use? Stop saying, why bother? You are worth it all. And so what? If you fail, if you fumble, it does not matter. Just learn from your mistakes, get up and keep going. There's a difference between trying and learning and then just throwing in the towel. So from one thing, you can try and learn, but on the other hand, there are people who would just throw in the towel. As soon as stuff gets rough and tough and scary and gets a little challenging, there are people who throw in the towel and admit defeat. But let's not be one of those persons tonight. And let's not have people in our village, in our community, in our circle who are like that. Let's encourage not only ourselves to not give up on ourselves, but let's encourage the other people in our village, in our community, in our space, in our family, in our circle. Let's remind them, listen, whatever you do, don't give up on you. Because you are important, you are too important to the greater scheme, to the bigger picture. Even you, yes, I'm talking to us this evening. You are important to the bigger scheme and to the bigger picture, to more than just you. You are on this earth to make a difference in somebody's life and not just your own. You are still here because there's still purpose attached to your life. So then when things get a little scary and rough, it's okay. Step back, breathe. And then say, you know what? I've still got to persevere. I still have got to come through. I have still got to show up. And I need to make sure that I'm not blaming myself for feeling like I sometimes want to give up. So I just need to speak against that. Don't blame yourself for sometimes wanting to give up, wanting to run away, wanting to call it quits. That's a human emotion. That is a human emotion. I was asked to work on something and I just could not wrap my mind around it, couldn't get my brain around it, could not conceptualize it because I was so bogged down with so many things. But guess what? I said, I'm going to take a breather. I'm not going to let it get the best of me. I'm going to carve out some time. I'm going to make this happen. There is something to this thing that's called perseverance. It almost sounds oxymoronic, but sometimes you've got to say, I'm going to make myself persevere. Because you may not listen. There's sometimes you may not feel up to doing it. And because you don't always feel up to doing things, it doesn't make you lazy. It doesn't make you less than a person. It means that you have to say, you know what? I'm not giving up. I need to persevere. I'm not giving up. And so that is what I'm speaking to this evening. Persevere. Don't give up. Don't give up on you. But by the same token, don't let, how can I better say this? Don't quit. Don't throw in the towel just because you have those moments when you say, I don't feel like doing it. Did that make sense? Sometimes we all say, I don't feel like it. It's okay to not feel like it. Don't quit just because you don't feel like it. Take a reprieve, take a break, take a vacation, take a breather. But don't give up. Don't give up. And Cutler, how is it then that I just don't give up? One, you want to keep your spirits high. Because you don't want to find yourself in a downward spiral. You want to say to yourself, always look at your self-worth. Can I tell you what keeps me going? Even when I don't feel like it, knowing my self-worth. One day having looked in the mirror and said, you're worth something. You are greater than your current circumstances. You are not all the negative things that people say about you. You're not even the negative things that you sometimes say about yourself. You're not the sum total of your doubts. You're not the sum total of your fears. You're not the sum total of your anxieties. You're not the sum total of not knowing how it's going to turn out. But you have to say, there is value inside of me. And I see it even if I can't act on it. I see it even if life wants to fight me for it. But there's value in here. There really is a treasure in this earthen vessel. And so you start speaking positively to yourself and you say, I'm not giving up on me. I heard Cutler trying to get me someplace to realize that there's value. And I get it. Thank you, Cutler. No. I am not giving up on me. And to make sure that I don't give up on me, I'm going to make sure that I always set goals. I always know where I want to go. I always know what I want to do. Cutler often talks about getting to the space in this place that's called better. Well, that is one of my goals. I'm setting that as a goal this year because what you can do, you can get to better more than once. Oh, you thought you just got to better one time and that's it? Absolutely not. But you can get to better every single day of your life. How do you do it? You make goals. Write them down. Write the vision. Make it plain. Write it on the tablets of your heart. Write down your goals so that you can see what you want to do, see where you want to go, see what you want to be, see what you want to become. Write down your goals so that you can celebrate every movement toward them. You need to understand that your goals can be big and lofty. It does not matter because I think it was Confucius who said the man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. You can chip away at your mountain little by little. You can chip away at your goals little by little. Make them as big as you want to make them. Make a whole list of them. And then little by little, start checking them off. Did I fulfill that today? Nope. But what did I do? Did I move one step closer? Yes. I don't care if it was just 1 millimeter closer toward it. You moved closer toward it. Don't get set back by what didn't happen. Look at what did happen. It sometimes takes a whole lot of mental energy for us to get started. I'm trying to offer that to us this evening. It sometimes takes some jump starting for us to get started. I'm trying to offer that to us this evening. Step back, recalibrate if you have to, regain your concentration. You might even have to put down some things and pick up some other things. You might have to go between and switch between tasks because sometimes so many of us are so busy trying to multitask until you can't get your mind around one thing. Put down some of that stuff and say, you know what, I've got to concentrate. And this is the list that I'm concentrating on for today. And you all, I just have to share this. Some of you all may disagree, but I'm telling you something else. I'm just offering you all what works for me in terms of making sure that I don't give up on me. Again, I really do. I set goals. I write them down. And one of the things that I've discovered is now that I'm back on this physical exercise routine, there's something about endorphins that are produced when you exercise. These chemicals that are produced whenever you exercise, because somebody's saying, what are endorphins? But it's something about these chemicals that are produced in your body when you exercise. For me, they help to reduce stress. They help to reduce anxiety. And they boost my concentration. They boost my motivation. They help me sleep better at night. But it gives you a chance to have a fresh new perspective. It energizes you in ways that you just would not imagine. One of the things that I cannot believe that I forgot so quickly, that even when you're walking in the cold, your body will generate this heat. And I was walking the other day, it was very, very cold, and I had my gloves on, I had a hat on, I had a scarf on, and I was walking. And then I realized, oh my goodness, my hands are warm. Because I'd been walking for almost an hour, and I took the gloves off because my hands are really, really warm. But it was the blood circulation, it was the blood flow, it was the endorphins. And I just loosened the scarf that was around my neck. You all do some physical exercise every day. It makes you feel good. Because for some of us, if we just set that as a goal, you've got to make a schedule, set a schedule, and you've got to stick to it. There was this old word when I was growing up, people called it stick-to-itness. Staying motivated, it just doesn't happen like that. It just doesn't happen overnight. It does not. You have got to be intentional about what you do. You've got to be deliberate about what you do, and you've got to be dedicated. You've got to be intentional. You've got to be deliberate, and you've got to be dedicated. Nobody should beat you being more dedicated to you than you. I know I said when the year started, there are some things that I wanted to do, some physical goals that I have, some personal goals that I had, and I could have put some things off, but I said, you know what? If I put it off today, I'll put it off for another day, and then another week, and another month, and possibly another year. Make a schedule and stick to it. Set your intentions and make sure that you are deliberate about what you're going to do. Choose behaviors. Choose behaviors that are going to keep you on the right path. Don't become distracted. Sometimes people will distract you, but don't become distracted. And you have to be important enough to you whereby you don't let people distract you. People will ask you, they mean no harm. Sometimes folk will say, would you like to do X, Y, and Z? Would you like to eat this? You want to go this place? And if it interferes with your plan for you, then say, no, thank you. Learn to say no thank you, because you are worth every no thank you that you give. I'm on a healthier eating kick this month anyway. You notice I changed that from this year to this month. My goal is this month. And if it happens next month, it happens. Now, the goal is for the year, but I've set the goal. I'm intentional about making sure that it happens this month. I had some family and friends to come over a couple of weeks ago, and so I bought snacks and all of this stuff, and I went out and I made some things, and I said, okay, I'm going to host this event. Well, I absolutely love chocolate cake, so I decided, don't you make that chocolate cake yourself, because if you make that chocolate cake yourself, then you're going to be tasting the batter, you're going to be tasting the frosting, the topping, and all that kind of stuff. So I went to a bakery, the supermarket that has a bakery, bought this chocolate cake. I absolutely love their version of chocolate cake. And when my family and friends and guests had left, a part of that cake was sitting in my kitchen. Now you all, let me sit up. I was so tempted, because I said, oh, if I just have one slither. But guess what? I said to myself, you've got to motivate yourself. You have to persevere, Cutler. You have to resist the urge. You've got to resist the temptation. And if you keep saying it to other people, you've got to be able to say it to yourself. So guess what I did? I didn't eat it. As a matter of fact, I took that one piece that I was going to cheat with, and I walked right to the trash can and dropped it right in the trash. What am I saying? You've got to be committed to you. You have to make sure that whatever is going on in your life, you don't give up on you. You've got to stick to it. And remember what I was saying, that being motivated, it just doesn't happen. Not overnight. You've got to be intentional. You've got to be deliberate, and you've got to be dedicated. And when it came to me, that chocolate cake, and not eating the chocolate cake, more specifically, I said, you know what? No. I've been intentional about what I've eaten. I've been intentional about how I work out. I've been intentional about my meditation. I've been intentional about my studying. I've been intentional about my prayers. I've been intentional and deliberate about all of that. And so I must continue in that vein. And I still got to be dedicated to myself, be dedicated to the value that I believe that I possess. So when I dropped the cake in the trash, I smiled and said, you know what? It could have been a whole hunk. It could have been a slide. Well, don't get crazy. I would have given a hunk away. Had it been that much left, I would have just given it away. But I'm telling you all, don't give up on you. Don't let other people talk about you so much until it makes you want to give up on you. Don't believe the negativity that others have to say. Just don't believe that stuff about you. Because they'll have you giving up on you, and you'll end up in a mental institution, or even an early grave, a hospital or early grave. And people will say things like, what happened to him? What happened to her? Well, what happened? What am I saying? There are a whole lot of things that are important in your life, and you have to make sure that you focus on those things. You are the top priority. You are one of them. But there are a whole lot of other things and people who are top priorities in your life. I call them your whys. Why do I live? Why do I exist? Why do I get up? Why do I keep going? Why do I hang in there? Those are your whys. But just as those are your whys, you all sometimes you have to look at those negative whys and you say, where did that come from? Why do I want to give up? And when you ask yourself, why do you want to give up? And you get to the root cause of why you want to give up, sometimes you have to say, oh, what is going on? Am I bored? Am I angry? Am I depressed? Am I just tired? Am I exhausted? What is going on? You have got to get to all the whys in your life, both the positive and the negative. Let me say that again. You've got to get to all the whys in your life, both the positive and the negative, because the positive whys are why we do, what motivates us, what inspires us, what challenges us, what encourages us to keep going. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, why do I feel like giving up? Why do I want to throw in the towel? And when you examine some of those whys, you will come back with an answer that says, you know what? None of that is worth it. None of that is worth me throwing in the towel. None of that is worth me giving up on me. None of that is worth me prematurely quitting. Because when you get to that point, you have to say, you know what, I can't handle this by myself. So what do I do? One of the things I recommend, go and find somebody who has done what you are doing or what you're trying to do. What am I saying? Go and find somebody who can mentor you through the process. Find somebody who can mentor you through the process. Or let me just go here. Sometimes you just need to, oh my goodness, find somebody who can mentor you through the moment. Because sometimes, Cutler, it's not about the process. I can handle the process, I think, but what I cannot handle is this moment. Sometimes I need to write this down, y'all. Sometimes you need to find somebody who can mentor you through the moment. Mentor me through the moment. Sometimes you've got to find somebody who can just mentor you through the moment. Who can just talk you off the ledge and walk you through what they have walked through before. And not only do I want people to walk me through what they have walked through before, I want them to walk me to where they are now. Find you some successful people to mentor you. Find some motivated people to mentor you. Find yourself some people who are inspired and inspirational people to just inspire you, to mentor you. And then here is the challenge. While you are finding people to do and be that for you, the challenge is for you to do and be that for other people. Some of us won't find it because we operate in a vacuum. We operate as a person, as an island unto ourselves. But may I suggest this? Find somebody that you can open up to, somebody that you can trust. And mentors don't have to be experts in a certain field. A mentor can just be a person who says, hey, I'm on your side. I'm in your corner. Every time you do something, I'm going to commend you. Every time you do something, I'm going to applaud you. You can sing and sound horrible, but guess what? I'm going to stand up and give you a whole standing ovation. Because what I admire is your character. What I admire is your sincerity. So you won't have any problem having me in your corner as a cheerleader. That's what a mentor says. That's what a mentor does. They're going to boost your confidence. They're going to boost your morale. They're going to push you through it. They're not going to let you give up on you because they're not going to give up on you either. But they will give you a fresh perspective. They're going to help you maintain some sense of direction, some sense of purpose. I'm trying to help us not give up on us. That is my primary thrust and focus this evening, to make sure that we don't give up on us. Don't give up on you. One of the ways we can do that is by stop comparing ourselves to other people. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Sometimes we give up. One of the words that I don't use, I don't like for people to say I'm confused. Oh, I'm so confused, because for me, when I hear people say that, confusion is where it stops. I'm so confused, and that's it. They stop right there. I would always tell my students, no, substitute the word confused with, I need to spend more time with it. No, you're not confused. I need to spend more time with it. That's what Albert Einstein said. Albert Einstein said, listen, it's not that I'm so smart. It's just that I stay with the problems longer. So how about we just eradicate that word confused from our lives and our vocabulary when it comes to us, and stop saying, I'm just confused. No, you're not confused. Now you're gonna be confused if you keep saying it, but learn how to cut that word out of your vocabulary, because you are big enough and great enough in that moment to spend a little more time with the challenge that now faces you until you won't feel confused. But what you'll end up feeling, instead of confused, you'll feel victorious because you spent enough time with it to conquer it. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on you. Don't do that. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Don't even try to walk a mile in their shoes, because guess what? Nobody's going to try to walk a mile in yours. See that now, Cutler, you're just really just open and frank and with us this evening. Absolutely. Sometimes people say things, you have to walk a mile in my shoes. The bottom line is you're not going to walk a mile in theirs, and they're not going to walk a mile in yours. So stop comparing yourself with other people. Don't give up on you. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm saying to us. And make sure that you take care of yourself. Make sure that you think positively. Make sure that you do that. Take care of yourself. Think positively toward yourself. Learn how to reward yourself. Learn how to celebrate yourself. Learn how to care for yourself. Learn how to love yourself. Learn how to inspire yourself. Learn how to motivate yourself. Surround yourself with positivity. Somebody called me the other day, or maybe they either called me or sent a text. No. I think I was on the phone, and they said, you know what, Cutler, thank you so much, because one of the things that I remember hearing you say, it may have been a text or email, I'm not sure now, but what I recall, the individual said, you know what, thank you for reminding me to have positivity signals around me. Positive thoughts to combat the negativity. Learn how to take care of yourself. Learn how to take care of yourself. I get it. Sometimes life is life, and situations and circumstances are happening. But guess what? Learn how to take care of yourself. And whatever you do, don't give up on you. It may have been a very disjointed conversation this evening, you all, but really it comes to my heart. I want us to not give up on us. So until the next time we chat, you all, and thank you all, Linda McDiner, Annie, thank all of you. My thanks to all of you for being here. Marissa, thank you. Yvonne, my thanks to all of you. But let's keep doing what we do. Let's keep building community. Let's maintain our communication with each other, because when we maintain communication with each other, we get a chance to do what we've done this evening. Remind each other, don't give up. And don't give up on you. Stay in the race. Persevere. And next time we chat, I may even talk about picking up the pace. Because some of us were in the race, but we need to just pick up the pace, because we've become a little, I don't want to use the word slack. We've given up on our goals. We've given up on ourselves. And I felt that my responsibility this evening was to try to jumpstart us and say, you know what, you are worth every goal that you have. Be deliberate and intentional. Tina, Marlon, thank you all so much. Be intentional about not giving up on you. Until the next time we speak, please know that from my heart to yours, there is and always will be so much love. I'll see you all the next time I see you. Good night.